This is Angie, and I'm doing it. I'm driving a bus. There are all types of buses. There are smaller buses. There are large buses. There are coach buses. Those are 3 different kinds of buses that you can drive because I drive a bus. During the time of this video, that is what I'm doing now. I'm driving a school bus. But there are so many different jobs you can get with your CDL, because first you have to get a CDL license. Most jobs, especially school bus companies, train you for free. And some of them even have paid training to drive a school bus. And just to think, that can be just a stepping stone to driving a 18-wheeler, okay, or a larger vehicle. But driving a bus is a rewarding job if you like driving. I like driving, so to me it's a rewarding job. I used to drive a school bus when I was 21. I started driving a school bus, and I drove a school bus probably up until I was like 22 or 23. I continued to drive, and I enjoyed doing so. Back then, it was a stick shift and a 77 passenger. My regular bus on my regular route was a 59 passenger, but whenever I did a charter, I drove the 77 passenger, which I don't even know if they make. Was it 70? Yeah, 70 or 78 passenger. It was a really large bus, but it was a stick shift. It was a not automatic, it was manual, and I really kind of enjoyed it. The guy made me learn how to do it, and I enjoyed it. But now I drive an automatic. It's only a 66 passenger, and it's my regular bus, and I pick up school age children. Driving a bus is more extensive when you do the test and studying, or the studying and then the test, than driving an 18-wheeler. Why? Because you're carrying precious cargo that's alive. You're carrying children. So there has been a lot of laws instituted because of accidents that have happened or suggestions people have made to make it safer for the children and the people around the bus. You have to think about all of that when you're driving a school bus. And some people are afraid to drive a bus because it looks so big. It looks as big as an 18-wheeler or, or a diesel truck. But it's really easier than driving your car, believe it or not. Because some people can't drive cars too well. But you can really drive a bus easy because you can see everything. You have a mirror here, mirror here, mirror here, mirror here. You have all kinds of mirrors so you can see everything. And the important thing is to actually use your mirrors. If you use your mirrors, you can drive safely anywhere, because if you're using them, you can see who's too close behind you. You can see who's coming up on the side of you. You can see just about everything. You have to be able to move your eyes constantly while you're driving. That's why most school buses have a attendant on the bus, so the attendant can take care of the children in case they act up or do anything, and you can concentrate on your driving. But it's not always the case. But high school children should understand about being quiet at a railroad stop. They shouldn't have to have an attendant to tell them, we're at a railroad stop, you need to be quiet, so she can make sure she does not hear a train, because trains are really dangerous for a bus, because a bus could stall. So if you know it's a train coming, you have that bus stalls, you got to get those kids out the back or out the front, whichever end is safest. So because you can't move the bus, but you must move those children and get them to safety. That is the most important thing with driving a bus, is making sure you take care of your precious cargo, which are the children on the bus. The testing, like I said, isn't it isn't hard. You just have to study. You have to know how to study. And at each company, they have great trainers to teach you that. And also you can get the book and study very hard for yourself, but hands-on is the best way to learn how to drive a bus during the training that you have. And then you have to think about the other buses you get to drive, like a coach bus. Now, a coach bus is mostly strictly to doing charters. You drive those buses to go and do charters, like take people out of town, to ball games and stuff like that. People charter these buses and they pay a certain amount to just go in one direction, unless you end up staying all night at a hotel. As they have luxury tours and things like that, and you drive those buses. And it looks like a really scary big bus, but it's really no different than driving a school bus. You have to watch your end and watch your front and watch your sides. And you have mirrors to do that. And just be careful, drive the speed limit, do the limit that is in your town, and pay attention to that, because it's there for a reason. Speed limits are there for a reason, not just because they want to figure out how to get more tickets. It's really there for your safety. And also, driving a transit bus. A transit bus is a city bus. Now, I drove a transit bus with air brakes when I worked at an airport because it was a private institution and it has its own base where the airplanes and stuff at. I drove the people who work there. They were the employees, and I drove them to the parking lot, to their cars and back to work. And I really and truly enjoyed that because I have a fear of airplanes. So although I didn't get on the airplane and fly, it was really cool to drive a bus, which is the same size as a transit. This is the exact same bus that is in your transit. That's your transit bus for your city. So to drive that bus in line with a 747, you haven't lived until you're on the same runway with a 747. Right? Or a big airplane, even little airplanes. It was just something different. And I'm going to insert a little funny video at the end of this. For my buses kept breaking down. It's like I had really bad luck with buses, and I just got a little funny video of me with my bus breaking down. Oh, hello. I am being towed by a tow truck. And I don't know if I'm a jinx for real, but I think I'm really a jinx now. It's my bus. I stopped at a stop sign and it just would not start, and I was stranded. Some people are like, yeah, like really, if I could make the bus go, I would make it go to get you to work. But they act like I did this on purpose, in which I did not. But some people are just idiots. I don't know. But every day seemed like something happened to my bus. I was on a bus last week, and the whole side of my bus fell on the ground. Don't know what else about. They said the bag busted, and the whole airbag busted, and my whole bus was sitting on the ground sideways. This is like so weird. And then one day my bus just wouldn't start. And then another day, a bus I was in, the seat was just totally broke, and I mean just broke, and I really couldn't sit in and drive. It seems like every day is something going wrong with the buses that I'm driving. Then I don't know. I'm officially a jinx. And then some people, I don't think you have to have a license. If you turn a bus into your home, I'm not sure if you need a CDL license to drive that. I have to check on that, but I'm not sure about that. But it really is great to have one if you decide to buy a bus and turn it into your home. And a lot of people are doing that. You can check those out on YouTube, tiny homes. People are turning buses into homes. And I just think it's real important to at least study for your CDL, even if you did not required to drive that bus. And I don't think that people who drive church buses are required to have a CDL. I'm not sure, but I do not believe people who drive a church bus are required to have a CDL to drive a church bus. But I think they should be. So those are the most rewarding things, jobs that you can do while getting your CDL license and driving a bus. All I say is be safe, take your time, and just love what you do. Because I do. This is Angie, and I'm doing it. I'm driving a school bus, and you can too.